Hi, my name is Elizabeth Valdez, and I'm going to share with you a little about my problem of practice. The title of my study is An Examination of Educators' Perceptions of Their Students' Mental Health Needs and Barriers to Support Services, a Mixed Method Study. Don't worry, I'll do my best not to bore you too much. When we delve into the literature surrounding children and adolescents' mental health needs, we know that approximately 10% of all students present with some degree of mental health need that requires additional support from their school counselor or from an outside mental health provider. However, fewer than 50% have access to any type of support. While school counselors are a student's first line of access, most school counselors average between 250 to over 400 students on their active caseloads. It is estimated that about 37 of those students require more intensive, weekly, and sometimes daily support. This may not sound like a big deal, but when consideration is given to the other tasks and responsibilities of a counselor that they have to do throughout the week, it narrows the window of opportunity they have to meet with a student. This narrow window of opportunity to pull students for support is often met with resistance from teachers. Though teachers may verbalize a recognition of needs for mental health support services for students, they often hesitate to release students from academic class for the purpose of receiving mental health support. The purpose of my study is to explore teachers' attitudes towards mental health support that is offered within the school setting. I also hope to reveal teachers' reasoning behind their decision to release or not to release a student from class time for the purpose of receiving mental health support. I believe the findings from my study will illuminate the barriers to mental health services and will encourage teachers, administrators, parents, and other stakeholders to make systemic changes within schools to better support students' mental health. I will explore two research questions through my research. The first question is, what do teachers understand about child and adolescent mental health issues? Do teachers recognize a need for mental health support? And do they understand the role of the school counselor? The second research question asks, what connection exists between the teacher's recognition of a need of mental health support and their practiced willingness to release students from class time? What are their attitudes toward mental health services, and what are the factors that contribute to a teacher's decision to release students from class for mental health support? The theoretical framework I'm using to guide my research is based on the social cognitive theory. Influenced by Bandura's work, this theory asserts that human behavior is influenced by three main factors: cognitive factors, environmental factors, and behavioral factors. Cognitive factors are our attitudes and knowledge base with different topics. Environmental factors deals with the social norms and our ability to influence or change things within our environment. Finally, behavioral factors refers to our own skills, practice, and experience. These factors combined influence the way that we behave and interact with others. Following this theory, it is believed that a teacher's experiences, attitudes, and understanding or literacy towards mental health will dictate their willingness to release a student from academic class time for the purpose of receiving mental health support services. This study is filtered through my perspective and experiences as a mental health clinician and school counselor. Throughout my 20-year career, the majority of the thousands of students I worked with shared the common trait of having academic and learning struggles. In addition to their varied mental health issues, this common factor supports Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs, showing when students' basic needs are not being met, they cannot master higher levels of functioning. Throughout my career, I've personally experienced the phenomenon of the dichotomous behaviors of educators referring students for mental health services, while also resisting to release a student from academic class time when they are pulled for support services. My research methodology will follow an explanatory sequential design. Participants for this study will be teachers working in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, selected using a non-probability sampling with an inclusion criterion, which will exclude teacher aides and paraeducators from participating. Teachers will be recruited through emails and social media platforms with a projected sample size of 360 kindergarten through 12th grade teachers working in both rural and urban, public and private schools. Teachers in the quantitative phase will complete an online survey made up of 2 research-based inventories with some additional questions added. During the qualitative portion of the study, participants will be selected from the larger pool used in the first phase, utilizing a stratified, purposeful approach. The research will strive to ensure an even representation of the different school settings will be represented. Semi-structured interviews will be done with the expected 12 participants to explore themes that were uncovered from the quantitative data. Additionally, the researcher will inquire upon the teacher's practices in releasing students from their classes. Data will be analyzed using a mixed methods approach and integrate the quantitative and qualitative findings, ensuring rich descriptive data which can be shared. It is my hope that my research will fill in the gap in research surrounding educators' attitudes and practices of releasing students from class time so that schools can create policies and protocols that will better support students' access to mental health supports. Thank you for your time and attention.